Hi YouTube, it's Queen Pam Elon QP here. I'm doing some laundry. I'm hoping in post-production to remove that background noise. I am getting ready to swatch the Arteza 36 set of metallic acrylic colors. I'm not sponsored by them. I paid for them with my own money. I did happen to catch a sale. And what I do in order to swatch something is I have a book. I believe it's a Canson watercolor book. And I create for this grid for myself with a T-square. It's just the width of the T-square for my blocks. I then use some Liquitex gesso, and in this container I have some black gesso that comes from a company called I'm not gonna remember, but their container's like humongous, so I distilled it down into a little baby food jar, and I do it this way so that I can have it at a glance. And I also create it out of some Fabriano 140-pound watercolor paper, some tags. I cut them 2 by 3. I put a hole in them with this lovely thing by We Are Memory Keepers. I sort of recommend it, but it's really heavy. So if your hands are not strong, this is not the punch for you. But the way it works is you can rotate through from 1/16 of an inch to 5/16 of an inch. And that's the hole I used, was the 5/16. The marks on there don't come on there. I was trying to see if I could line some things up, and it didn't work well. So the punch works well. The lines I put on it did not work well. Alright, so on this sheet of paper, besides the grid, is white and black gesso. I put it on with a Simply Simmons number 8 flat brush, which still has some black gesso on it. Gonna get that off. Because I do not want it influencing what I do. So bear with me. I should have had that cleaned. So this is the color list. And I got tired of writing out all the names because, for one, it was really tiny. So I just wrote the numbers. And the numbers, I believe, are on the tubes. It comes like this. And we are going to swatch out. Hopefully these are in order. Looks like they are. I'm going to start with the gold. And we're just going to swatch some on the plain and over the black and the white gesso so we can see. And then I also like to put some on another tag so that I can hold it up to something. I want to go all the way to an edge so I can put an edge against something if I'm trying to match a color. I think I did not get enough of that black out. And then I also like to see how it would look watered down to do like a watercolor. Yeah, I did not get all of the black out of there, but that's close enough for me. So I'm going to pause again and really try and get that black cleaned. So we're going to start over with this one because We don't like it. I was just going to flip it over, but I always make a couple extra. So we're going to discard you. And A127. This is a platinum carbon, and I saw on Amazon that they had a different size. This one is a medium. I put the medium, I put that M on there so I could tell the difference between another one that I have that is an extra fine. It's somewhere here on the desk. So let's do this again and see if we, well, before we do it again, let's see, with some clean water, are we seeing any black? We are not. So let's dry it and try it. Taking a little bit. Want to get close to the edge so that I can hold it up against something. And then I'm going to take a little water. And how this would look watered down. Like a watercolor. Alright. I will be back when they are all swatched. But that's the process. I'm going to bring you in close for the next one so you can really see up close what I'm doing. 214. I sort of adjusted the process just a little. Okay. Rinse. Wipe. A little dab of Duya. Brushing across the black and the white gesso and above. These are some pretty metallics when they dry. They show a little better as metallics when they dry. And then what I'm doing here is coming off the edge, because I want an edge that I can hold up against something if I'm playing with seeing what kind of colors I get. And then I take what's sort of left, put that down, close it up, give it the tiniest, oh, well, that still enough there. Tiniest spritz of water. I mean, like hardly any water. And then spread it out to see how much of a pigment load there is. And I have to say, these have a lot of pigment. Alright, I'll be back when they're done. Okay, so I'm done. And what this one tells me, swatching this way tells me opacity. And hardly any of these are opaque. The majority of these are very, very translucent. Got a couple of exceptions to that. That brown is really almost covering the black. And then you have some, almost no coverage. So that's what that tells me. And then swatching this way tells me I can put colors right up next to each other. Let me take it a loose. I put it on a ring. So I sort of don't want to get them out of order. But I can put colors right up next to each other and see what they look like. Especially if I do the edge to the edge. I can see what this is a yellow, more yellow gold, and this is a more red gold. There's a lot of greens on here. So if I get to the greens, we can put them up next to each other and see. Let's do this one. These two I thought were, when I was watering them down, were close, but you can see what the difference in them is. And so that's why I like to do things that way. So what I like about them is that they are highly pigmented, although there are pigments that are mostly translucent. They still have a lot of pigment in them, because that was the tiniest dot of paint and water. And you can see that you can still see all of their pigments. And if I was using them that way and as a watercolor, they look like they granulate, which is something I like in a watercolor. A lot of people don't, but I do. There was one we were flipping through that I saw looked like it broke down into a couple of colors when you water it out. And I'm fine with that. I think that's, going to be fun. So these were on sale when I bought them, and I'd like to say I know what the price is, but I don't. I'm not going to guess. You can go to their website, which is arteza.com. I also got a couple of colors of the golds in bigger sizes, and now I can look at this and decide what I need a lot of in this size, and these were like between $6 and $7 when I bought them because of a discount code that somebody put up. Like I said, I'm not sponsored, so I don't have a discount code to give you, but I think I'm going to enjoy playing with these. They're all really metallic, so if you like that in your life, I have to say that I was enabled by Robin McClendon, and she uses these on her jelly plate in light glazes, which of course they will work awesome for, because they're mostly, like I said, translucent. So as always, I leave you in the hands of the Creator. Be blessed and Happy New Year.